Hey everybody, it's Lynn from Lynn's Craft Designs. This may be one of the worst videos I've ever had to do. Okay, I've got a mousetrap set right next to where this was setting. And I'm hesitating even fixing it yet before I catch that booger. I really don't like to set mouse traps. I don't even like the thought of it. But now you've made it personal. And I'm pissed, let's say. I would have been alright. But you tread onto my polymer clay. Now I'm angry. Alright, so I've got to fix this bone or replace this bone. I've got to replace this wing. And I've got to replace the rest of the ribbon and this rose right here. Now, last time, same bone, they took a divot out, or it took a divot out that I did fix. It took this ball off the end, which, weirdly enough, is still there. Took this rose off. Let's see. Made another little notch in this bone. Chewed the end off of this ribbon. And the this is a little finger right there, tip, on the wing. A little bit of, let's say, minor cosmetics we had to fix. Oh, this makes me angry. Alright. Oh. Let's see first if we're even going to be able to get any of this off. Because, if you'll remember, I did use the 3D matte gel. Oh, it's already loose. I think I used the 3D matte gel. I may not have had the 3D matte gel yet when I did this. You'll see that when the video airs. Oh. I'm crying inside. Absolutely crying inside. But at least if we can get it off, we can just replace it without too much trouble. Alright, there's the wing. Now I believe the woman herself just needs a little touch-up with paint, hopefully. I can fix the ribbon there. And put another polymer clay rose on, no problem. Now this... Oh yeah, of course. This bone is not going to want to come off. Alright, so what I may do instead then is I'll make another bone and just piece it together there. Oh, and it chewed off this foot last time. So thank God the feet are still there this time. I'm telling you, if I fix this again and still don't catch that mouse, Oh, I'm really gonna be upset. That's why I hesitate even fixing it yet. Alright. And I just remembered this had texture underneath. That's why this popped off so easy. Because it just literally pulled the texture off of the tin. Okay. The thing we're just going to do is to paint the black paint back on. We'll see how good a job I can do. Not very hopeful. Probably should have chose a better brush, but it was the one that was already in the water, so. Just trying to disguise it a little bit with a pouncing motion to give it a little more texture, I guess. And now, like I said, we normally do not have a mouse problem. But when you go, it's been at least 3 months since we had a drop of rain until last week. And now, we've got temperatures dipping down to what is actually pretty cold for us. That leaf right there is totally loose. Okay, I'm just going to paint underneath so that none of this white will show. And I don't know what is in this box, tin. But it's in there now, so hopefully it wasn't craft supplies or something. Alright, let's make a look. Alright, I think that's everything. Now, I'm going to get out the mold for the, I believe it's the wings and bones mold for the wing. And then the rest of the wings and the bones are both in the same mold, luckily. The rest of it is just handmade stuff, so it should be a relatively straightforward repair. And you can say, why didn't I just throw this away? Because dadgummit, I worked too hard on it. So I can't even imagine what's in there. Okay, this is the Wings and Bones mold. Okay, which is a Prima mold. Imaginarium molds. Wings and Bones. And yep, my desk is a mess already. But I am not going to clean it yet. Alright, now which bone was it? The largest one? Or I think it was this. Let's see. Yeah, it was the second to largest there. So, that one. Alright. This wing and this bone. Alright. Knock some of the paper clay out of there first. This is getting on the last of my DOS paper clay out of this package. Start with, let's see which one it was again. This one? Yes. It's just an ancient toothbrush. One of those that you get like, well, used to. You'd get like 6 of them in a package from the dollar store. Okay, now, I'm not sure if I explained this or not, but this is actually the second time. I did this yesterday. Okay, day before yesterday. Looked at it all day yesterday, checking it over and over again just to make sure it hadn't been gotten into again. All seemed fine. And then this morning, before I could even make it around to my desk, when I first walked into my studio, this was on the floor upside down. I knew immediately. That's where it was the first time. So, I have set the mousetrap. I'm not gonna, as tempting as it is to just leave this out as bait, I am not gonna leave this uncovered where it can be gotten to again. Now, the battery on this phone, when the battery dies, it, not like your phone where it tells you battery is low, yada, this sucker just shuts off. You can be mid-filming, it doesn't care. So, when I did this in the first video, as I was coming down to the end, where I was showing how to make the roses, that is what happened. So I had to do a future lens segment and show how I made the roses. So I still had this one, but this one's going to be just a bit too small, so I'm going to add a couple more petals. But having said that, I did notice there's a rosebud missing from right here and a rosebud missing from right here. Now this one right here, I may not have actually put one, but I know I did right here. You can even tell where the paint's not there, because the rosebud was there. So, I'm going to do this rose here. There was also a rosebud right here. So I'm going to do a rosebud, a rose, and at least 2 rosebuds. This project, I swear. Alright. Set this aside. Now, if you want to know how I did this, just watch the original. Gothic Fall Tin, something like that. The Gothic Tin, anyway. I just uploaded it. It's going to come out in a day or two, so this one will come out a day or two later. Okay. This is just the Super Sculpey original in the beige. And I got a lot of it. Okay. Form that into a point. Thin point. Thin it out with your fingers and mash it off. Okay, and then we'll come back with our other finger and just round that out. Okay. Now, this rose is firm since I did it already a day or two ago, so pinch it off again. Round that edge. Now, rounding the edge is completely up to you. You can definitely leave it not rounded. Okay. I'll show you one of the rosebuds just to show you the whole process. Nope, I didn't make that quite tall enough. There. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm gonna... Let me get my towel first. Okay, now I'm just gonna cut this rose off. Let's see how we did. Maybe a little shorter. Okay. Okay, like that. Okay, now, I'm gonna bake this. If you've been with me very long at all, you will know, I say this quite often, the flash point of paper, the point at which paper catches fire, is 400 degrees. So when you're baking polymer clay, have no fear. You're not gonna burn your paper or your paper clay at 275. Okay? Toilet paper, paper towel, it doesn't matter. It all bakes. Okay? Just looking it over, make sure I've repaired everything. Now this rose right here got a little knot on, so we'll have to paint over that. Okay, now the paper clay is dry. Now normally I would paint the paper clay before it ever got this dry, but since I was putting the polymer clay and that's gonna need to be painted too, alright, 275 for 30 minutes. Let's hope the third time's a charm. Okay, now I just gave the whole thing a coat of, not the whole thing, everything we did a coat of black paint. And now we're just going to go over it with the same waxes that we used before. The brushed iron. Okay, I'm even going to do the roses, even though I'm going to put the red on top, or the fire ruby. Okay. Okay, now, highlight with a little bit of the old silver. Okay. Okay, then the fire ruby for the last of it. Okay. Now, let's look at it and see what we've got. How good a job did we do? Okay, can we even tell? The same little bobble right here, that was the same bobble we had last time, basically. Just where the two pieces meet there. All I could think of when I saw it this morning was when I flipped that over and saw how much damage there was. All I could think of was having to throw it away. I seriously would have never thought in a million years I could repair it and get that good of results. Oh. As embarrassing as it was, and I'm hoping like nobody's business that I get that mouse tonight. But I'm not gonna leave this there for bait where you can get to it. Now, the weird part is, seriously, is that I've got mixed media stuff. The only thing I can figure is because this used to be bacon salt. That's what the tin was before all this started. Just like this one. Okay? For Bloody Marys. I used to drink a lot of Bloody Marys. And so that's all I can figure. Is he somehow after? So, in my opinion, a fantastic job of rescuing this piece. Oh, if you've ever had anything so annoying happen to you and your work, put it in the comments below. I'd love to read about it. I know I can't be the only one. I may be the only one admitting to it. But like I said, because we live here in Texas, most of the summer, it's been hotter here than even the DFW area. It's been over 100 degrees for weeks and weeks. And it's literally been months since we had any rain. Until last week when we had those 5 days where it literally wouldn't quit raining. It mainly just, it rained, let's call it that, for 4 days. And then that last day, right before the sun came up, it literally poured. A torrential downpour. My husband is a fishing addict. Goes fishing all the time. Yesterday was our 40th wedding anniversary. He didn't come in till 10:30 p.m. last night. But he had good reasoning why it took him so long. He was gonna bring dinner in. So the first time he came in, it was like 9 o'clock. He came in just for a minute. His phone was completely not working. His phone app, or whatever you want to call it, his phone symbol was gone off of the phone. All his contacts were gone. Everything. He could not figure out what he'd done. I could still call him. He could still call me. I don't know how he did that, as a matter of fact. That's weird, because he doesn't know my phone number. He only goes by what it says under the contacts on his phone. Anyway, so last night we had Burger King. But really and truly, it was good. They've got that spicy menu, and I love anything. Oh lordy, y'all! If y'all knew anything about me, I love anything spicy. So he got me the spicy chicken McNuggets, and oh my, okay, sorry, not chicken McNuggets, chicken nuggets, and oh, they were spicy and they were good. Anyway. It wound up being a great anniversary anyway. He sat in here with me and we watched TV, which we haven't done literally in months. He sits in the living room and watches his TV. I'm in here watching usually YouTube videos, but anyway, he's usually watching a Western. I'm usually watching a YouTube video. So, but we enjoyed some time together. Weirdly enough, after 40 years. Seriously, sometimes it's all you can do to